What is up, gang? It is Joe Atang, Cup of Joe, episode number 26. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing super well out there. Here in Indiana, it is raining, but I do have my cup of coffee, and I'm getting ready to jam out with my boy. See if he's on here. I see you in the backstage. Top of the morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's going on?
What's going on? I appreciate you being able to hop on.
Yeah, most definitely. I appreciate you having me on.
How's everything with you?
Pretty crazy.
and what
coronavirus thing is just I've never experienced anything like it. So I'm in the military. I'm in the Air Force, and I work on C-17s. And like the whole social distancing thing does not work with my job because we literally have to work together to do so many different tasks.
Yeah.
So it's a little hard. So, but we're still supposed to maintain the 6 feet social distancing rule. So like whenever we're not engaged in like working together, we're supposed to maintain that 6 feet. So it's kind of weird. It's like, get this job done. After you're finished, make sure you're 6 feet away from the next person. It's crazy.
Crazy. So you said C-17 Air Force?
Yep, C-17s.
Wow.
Cargo jets.
Appreciate your service.
Thanks for the support. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick for the audience, good morning, by the way, Sam. I see you out there. Just give people, your name and tell them a little bit about what you do.
All right, so on TikTok, my name is Jamaican Me Asian, no spaces. So I picked that name. A lot of people like ask me like, are you like half Asian or whatever? So I picked that name because I'm actually second generation. My parents were like Jamaican, and so I was born in the States. So I'm American, but I love the culture and everything. So I'm Jamaican, and my wife is actually Korean. So like that's where the Jamaican Asian comes into play.
Yeah, you're telling me that's cool.
Yeah.
Hold on, real quick, just so everybody knows. When I saw Jamaican Me Asian. Remember, I couldn't pronounce it. It was like Jamaican Me or Asian.
Oh yeah.
Ways of trying to say it, and then you're like Jamaican Me Asian. I was like, that's how you say it.
No, that's all good because I put it all together. Like I tried to get a name that nobody else had. You know what I mean? Because at first I was gonna put Jamaican Me Korean, and then there was like already a few of those. So I was like, let's try this one.
I think this is the perfect one right here. Jamaican Me Asian is funny. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, especially when you get the backstory to it, makes sense.
Yeah. But how's your day going? Day going all right?
Yeah, very good, man. Got up early with the kids. Kids are super happy. Yesterday, my daughter was she was just in the mood yesterday morning, so it was a little rough. But today they're both happy. Did my TikTok live. I'm on here with you, which I appreciate you hopping on, and I just want to get a feel of more about who you are, man. Because I know I hopped in your live before you went on for the first time. Yeah. And you have a great presence, man. Like you have a great presence. You communicate well, and you were telling people about how you're into cooking is one of your passions.
Oh, so okay. So I got into cooking really young because my mom, she can throw down. She could throw down, and like I tell people all the time, like I'm only skinny on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like I eat all the time. So like I love food, and like when my mom used to like when I was like 7 or 8, I used to be in the kitchen all the time. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you putting that in there? What does that do? And I used to get on her nerves, but like it kind of paid off because like now I know how to make so many different things, and that's kind of one of my I guess one of my marketing things when I started dating my wife. I was like, well, I can cook, and then she's like, oh yeah, okay, because like she's never dated a dude that can cook. So like I brought her over and I made her food, and she was like, you can cook. So like that's one of my things. I got into playing basketball really late. A lot of people start playing when they're like 6 or 7. Like I didn't start playing until I was like 14. And like if I would have started playing earlier, I probably could have made something out of it because I started playing when I was 14. I tried out for my high school team as a freshman, got cut, and then I made like the JV squad. And then by my sophomore year, I started varsity. So like it was just like a passion of mine. Like I love playing basketball. And after high school, you know, I didn't know how to take care of my body properly. So like I wasn't icing my knees, icing my legs, stretching like I was supposed to. And I actually injured myself in college playing. And then they took my scholarship. So
Oh, so
after
you actually got a scholarship to play?
yeah, it was a little D2 school out in Maryland. But I mean, it was a good experience, but it just sucked because that really showed me they don't really care about you. They just care about like your talent. You know what I mean? So like that's part of the reason why I joined the military in the first place is because I wanted to continue doing school, but they didn't tell me when you sign up for the military, you have to do all this training before you even are able to take any classes. So yeah, it was a rough time for me. But I mean it's still cool because like the benefits, and then I would have never met my wife if I would have never gone into the military. So that's like pros and cons, I guess. It's some good came out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool that you like basketball, bro. I didn't know that. I don't know if you've heard my story, but I played basketball as well throughout high school and throughout college.
Oh,
And basketball was like my life for what, for 18, 20 years of my life. I still play. I still play. I mean, obviously with the COVID-19,
yeah,
there's no ball playing right now, but I play as much as I can when I have the opportunity, at least 2-3 times a week. But
that's what's up.
yeah. One thing you mentioned that I want to talk about. And, what's up, Misty? I see you out there. Reading the comments real quick. Marquita, hello. This is my first time seeing you in here, so I appreciate you for stopping in. Sandra Knox is in here. Sandra's an actor, by the way. You know what? Actually, tell everybody what is your name?
My name?
Yeah, it's not making me Asian.
Oh yeah. So my actual name is Joshua. So yeah. So a lot of people.
But you go by Joshua, right?
Yeah, I go by Josh.
Yeah.
Like my parents only call me Joshua when I'm in trouble. So I'm like, huh? What'd I do?
Just like Joseph when I'm in trouble. Yeah. Anyway, I thought you were an actor at first.
Yo, it's so crazy because a lot of people, like I have so many different people saying, "Oh, you look like this person," like so many different actors. So I get you know the singer Mario?
Yeah, Mario.
I get Mario. I
Yep.
get Eddie Murphy. I get
I call Dwight Howard.
I get Dwight Howard. I get Chris Rock. I get there's another one. I can't think of it right now. Antoine Jameson.
Antoine Jameson's a good one. Yeah, I see that big time. That's funny. Shout out to my brother out in he's from the West Coast, but he's out in Connecticut. Aaron Patterson. I know he's gonna appreciate this conversation because he's I met him in college, my first year playing junior college basketball.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, the reason I'm bringing him up is because I just realized he's watching these episodes and he was giving me some feedback yesterday. So the fact that he's in the basketball and I know he's going to enjoy this conversation, I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. So anyway, I was thinking about something.
What's up?
When it came to what we could talk about. So I want to hear more about your story, like more, because I know there's more in there.
Oh yeah.
But I want to do more. This is giving me an idea to do more of these kind of connections. Because one of the conversations I had with Aaron last night was like, the people I'm featuring have some kind of like personal brand out there, and I think everybody has a personal brand. But like the people I've actually been bringing on have specific like genres that they're in, and you and I like literally connected this morning. I know you said you wanted to be on the show, but you and I like met through TikTok as like just TikTok acquaintances, right?
Yeah.
And what this show is starting to become for me is like a little bit more meaningful. Like I know now you and I are going to have even more context on each other because you hopped on my live, you interacted, I hopped on your live, and now you're on my show.
Yeah.
And I want to start doing more of these types of interactions. So I just think it's cool. I think it's cool that we get to hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, same. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
like, it's just good being around like good like energy. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's a lot of people out there that are not as positive, or they don't like. I try to be as less pessimistic as possible. So like if anything's going on, I'm like, well, at least it's sunny. You know what I mean? Or you know, like at least I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at the darker side of things, where I try to look at the brighter side of things, regardless of what's going on.
And that's what I love about you, bro. So I know we're gonna jam out real quick though.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that I want to touch on about high school and like taking care of your body, and then college, and I think it's important. Important for a couple reasons.
Yeah.
In high school, all we were worried about was playing the game. And
Yep.
I know there's some programs out there that are really well and they have the resources to really start to educate people on like taking care of your body.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize the importance of taking care of your body until probably say it again.
Until it's too late.
Yeah, like like I really didn't start understanding the importance of taking care of my body probably until I finished playing basketball. Like obviously you have your trainers that will tell you here, you know, bits and pieces of information to help you prevent injuries and things of that nature. But as far as like education on how an athlete is supposed to diet properly, or you know, strengthen certain muscles for longevity, like I didn't get all that education until after college, and I just wanted to bring that up to not necessarily as a complaint, but as a way to say, yo, I feel what you're saying about you getting injured, and I think it's important for anybody who's out there who have children that are in athletics or who might be playing sports right now to make sure that people do understand that taking care of your body is
paramount,
way more important than the actual skill set of the game, almost, in my opinion. But I just want to hear your thoughts around that.
So just like you said, like you hit it spot on. Like when I was younger, and especially because I was learning the game, and I just had not to brag or anything, but I had like natural talent because like my calves were just like springs. So like that was my game. Like getting rebounds, going like taking it back up and going to the line. Cause but that was my thing. And like, you know, jumping and loading your knee like that all the time, it's a lot of wear and tear. So like, you know, preventing inflammation, and then when inflammation arises, like taking care of it as soon as possible would have been the best thing for me. But when I was younger, you know, like you're Superman, like you're 16, 17, you're like, oh, you know, like I would go into a game, not stretch, like, and just like go ham. And then like when I graduated high school, it was like that's when it started to kind of like, oh man, I need to stretch. But by then I had already conditioned my body to think like, oh, like we're just gonna go into this game and just go play. And then when I got older, it was like, oh yeah, I can't be doing that, because like then I would injure myself, like I would pull a muscle, or I'd start getting cramps more often, or whatever the case may be. And like just like you said, diet too, because when I was in high school, like before a game, I go to McDonald's, Burger King, whatever, like eat whatever I wanted, and I would still be cool. After the game, because my metabolism was so high, it was like it was almost like it didn't matter. Like in the high school, the heaviest I could get was like, and I'm the same height I am now. The heaviest I can get.
How tall are you, bro?
I'm 31.
No, how tall are you?
Oh, I'm 6'3".
6'3". Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So the heaviest I could get was like 175. Like I'm 215 right now, which is like not muscle. So so like if I was like in a decent, you know, physical shape, 215 wouldn't be bad for my height for basketball, but nah, it's not. But yeah, like I just love the game. Like I coached, I refed like these few years ago, and it's like nothing beats being on the court, but like just being part of the game in general is really cool.
I think for me it's like meditative in a sense. Like I feel like basketball is like one of the only, not only, you know, I started meditating and doing stuff like that now, but I think for me, when I get on the court, I don't think about anything else that's happening in my world except that game. And I think it really is a form of escapism for me on a very, very high level. So I want to play the game as long as I can. And one thing I need to work on personally, now that we're talking about like education on health and like the body and diets and all that, is I need to stretch a lot more than I do. And I just know that for just maintaining, being able to play long term. So.
Yeah, and like just I'll try and segue this into kind of how I grew up, because
please,
basketball kept me out of a lot of trouble. Like when I said like I can't explain to you, the best way I could put it is basketball saved my life. Because like when I was younger, right, like I found out about basketball when I was like 12, 13. Like that's the first time I ever touched the ball, went to the gym, shot around. And like I knew a lot of people. So, you know what I mean? there's some people that they were on the right track and they were doing the right thing, and there was a lot of people that weren't doing the right thing. Like people at the age of 12 and 13 were like smoking cigarettes, some were smoking weed. You know what I mean? Like when you're older and you can make your own decisions as an adult, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like you're in middle school. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Like how are you accessing this stuff? And like I had the opportunity to choose, like, am I gonna hang out with these friends that have access to all these cool things, right? Or am I gonna like try something different that's legal and I could do it in front of everybody and it won't be a problem?
Right.
So like as like a 13-year-old child, really, like I was like, I want to try basketball, you know, and then and then I also was a knucklehead in school. So like that helped me with that because my coach was like, yeah, if you don't do good in school, you're not playing. Like even if you're passing, like you're not getting on the court. So I was like, what?
Yeah.
Nah. I got I was a hooper and like at heart. So I was like, nah, I got to play. So like I pretty much cut off all those like negative friends. Was like, yo, like y'all should come play basketball. And they're like, nah. And like it's crazy because some of those people that don't take like the right path, they're really good. They're really good athletes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They make the wrong decisions. You know what I'm saying? So like I was trying to put them on like, yo, like the coach, we could use somebody like you. Like we need somebody with handles, or we need somebody that could shoot, or somebody that could take it to the rack, or whatever. And they're like, nah, I'm good, bro. Like I'm trying to get this money. And it's
Right.
like, all right, well, I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah.
And like I can't stress enough how I guess having a distraction from life can help you in life. Like, so that used, just like you said, that used to be my getaway. Like I go to the gym and I would just go ham. Like I remember when I was so in shape, I would play until my legs cramped up because my lungs never got tired.
Right.
So I would play all day.
All day long. All day, every day. Go
Like,
eat. Go eat. Wake up in the morning.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. 2 bottles of Gatorade and I was set. And it's just really crazy how now like there's so many different athletes out there at such a young age. Like when the first time I ever dunked was in ninth grade. Like that's when the varsity coach started looking at me because I had a fast break and like I just LeBron'd it, and he was like,
Nice.
Josh?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, come to varsity practice on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, word? So so yeah, that was like one of my best moments. But yeah, like growing up was crazy because my dad was also military. And I'm the youngest of 4. So I have 2 brothers and a sister. And we weren't always in like the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? So like, right. Especially like when I do you know about military at all?
You know, let me say it this way. So I have a brother-in-law who's a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
So he's educated me a little bit on like what he's up to. But outside of that, and I know I have a few friends, family members, but I don't know where you're going with your question. But I'm not as educated as you probably wanted. Yeah.
So there's two different rank structures in the military. You have your enlisted, which typically, sometimes they do, but typically they don't have a bachelor's degree or higher. And then you have people that got a bachelor's degree or higher before they came in, and that's why they're in the officer position. So you have enlisted and officer. Those are the 2 different types of ranks.
Mm-hmm.
So and on the enlisted side, you can get up to E9, and the O side. So I'll just put it this way: an E9 is outranked by an O1.
So, E9 is outranked by an O1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So typically the E9 trains the O1, but that's a different story.
Right.
Anyway, my dad, he when I was born, like he commissioned, so he was an officer, so he made a lot more money, and that's when you know, we moved out of the hood, and then we started living in the suburbs, and like I saw trees and like, you know, stuff like that. So like it's really cool because it kind of sucks, but at the same time it's really cool because I know both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like I can kind of like empathize with people from both sides of life. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to ask you a question, bro, before you continue.
Yeah, what's up?
Where you feel like you get your perspective from on life? Because you mentioned something to me that I honestly, this is the first time of us like jamming like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's cool that you mentioned to me that, you know, you just have a different outlook on life as far as optimism and positivity. And so as I'm hearing you talk, I'm just curious, like I'm trying to connect the dots of like obviously your family has a military background. You know, went from the hood to like living, you know, in the suburbs, like you said, you've been playing basketball. So I'm just kind of curious, like where did you develop this outlook on life and perspective on, you know what? I just have to wake up and know that I control how I view the day. Where does that come from?
Honestly, like, and I'm being super transparent with you right now. So
I love it.
So like so I'm like, again, I'm the youngest of four.
Yeah.
And my oldest brother, he's 45. My middle sister is 42. And then the brother right above me, he's 35. So me and him have 4 years apart. So I'm 31, he's 35. And like they used to get in so much trouble. So like I think me seeing them getting the amount of trouble they got into, and like my parents wholeheartedly believe in like corporal punishment. So like the belt, like
yo, I know that story. My mom's in here actually probably just laughing because yeah.
So like me, I don't like pain. Like okay, so I'm married, right? So like, you're married, we can talk about like sex. So like don't bite me, don't scratch me, like none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And like my wife finds it funny because like my son is the same way. Like my daughter, like if we're like, don't do that or I'm gonna get you, like she'll just do it again. But if we say that to my son, he's like, nah, I ain't touching it. Nope. But so I think seeing them get into the amount of trouble they got into as often as they got into it kind of deterred me from doing the same thing, making the same mistakes.
You have an example to be able to base your decisions off of, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, out of all of my family, I think I might have the most patience because like Jamaicans are really short tempered. So like that helps a lot too. Like, especially when it comes to like my children or even like my siblings. Like if they do something I don't like, it's like, yo, don't do that.
Yeah.
Whereas like my brother and my sister, they would just snap. And like me and my sister also, because we have such a large gap in our age. When I was in elementary school, my parents worked all the time, both of them. So my sister was there to help me with my homework. Like we have 12-year distance. So she's helping me with my homework, like take me to her, like, she was on the step team. So she'd take me to her step practice and like, we got really cool. Like my sister is one of our best friends. So like,
well, me too. Same here, bro.
Yeah. So I call like my sister mom. And, so like she had a lot to do with like my upbringing as well. And like it's just really crazy, like, because we grew up like with that like mutual respect, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like you respect me because I'm your older sibling, but I respect you because you know you're a human being. And that's I got a lot of my morals also from my sister because she's like, she has a huge heart. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question like directly, I think that is what kind of molded me into the person I am now, and getting played, because like I was the type of person like, like getting played. Like, so like in middle school, like it would be, oh, I like that girl, and then like I'd like do everything I could to be nice to her, and then she like I don't know how your middle school was, but like we had like the lunch line and then like the snack line or whatever.
Yep.
I would like buy her little Rice Krispie treats and stuff, and like
yes,
like she would just be, all right, thanks, all right, bye. And I was like, yo, what's going on? So like, you know, like when you're in middle school, your feelings is all hurt. You're like, man, I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to sit by her at lunch. But like just stuff like that happened and just kind of made me feel like I don't want anybody else to go through these things. So if I can help them avoid these situations by telling them like, oh, that's a red flag, bro. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Then it would help them out and then they wouldn't have to go through it.
That's dope. That's good. You know what? Look, first of all, let me address the audience. YouTube, Facebook. Appreciate you guys for watching. Talking to my boy Joshua, Jamaican Me Asian. Is that your name on TikTok and Instagram?
So I don't really, I'm not really on Instagram like that.
Okay.
But I honestly don't remember my name on Instagram. But it's
Okay.
not Jamaican Me Asian or Josh. But
TikTok.
TikTok is Jamaican Me Asian, yes.
Cool. And we'll talk about that in a second, like what you're doing on there and kind of what you're up to there. But anyway, if you guys are tuning in to this convo, please, whatever's coming up on your mind, thoughts, questions, like drop them in the comments. I'm paying attention to them. Everyone who said hello to me and I'm not saying hi back, this is my hi to you guys. I'm coming from what Josh is saying, so I can't really engage as much as you guys might want me to. But the thing I want to make sure you guys understand is that there's going to be a common theme within these combos. I think one of the common themes that you guys obviously can tell is that it's going to be filled with a lot of like optimism, positivity, getting over adversity. But my hope is that you're seeing that it's coming from different perspectives. Like Josh has a completely different story than anybody I brought on the show, which is what I think is cool because I think life is one big game of perspective. So I want to make sure you guys understand that that's going to be common themes here. So if you think like I'm repeating myself, it's because I probably am. But what I think is cool is because like I'm learning that, and I'm trying to like show the world that it doesn't matter what your background is. They're all like, it's all relative. It's all relative, and it's all about like changing your mindset. So this is cool. This is cool, bro. That's so. What I'm excited about that you're bringing up is that that's the thing I love about sports. That's the thing I love about like people being willing to let their children make mistakes early on in life, because it's all about how are you able to process and learn from adversity. Yeah. Like you talking about lunch line and the snack line and buying dude, I was that person.
Yeah.
I got played all the time. Trust me, I was like that nice guy who advantage of from a very young age though. You know, I come from a very giving, loving family. So that's all I knew. So going into these environments, like I had to learn the hard way. And so basketball taught me a lot as well. You know, I started playing late. I really didn't get good until like 7th, 8th grade when I really started to pick up the love for the game. And throughout that time, man, I fell on my face so many times trying to like get good. And I think that teaches that's where I think the beauty of like athletics and like extracurricular activities come in place, because you're going to learn to pick yourself up when you fall. And with your background, which I'm curious if you've been to Jamaica, by the way.
Oh yeah, we used to go every winter.
Dope. I haven't been, but that's a spot I'd love to check out. So definitely gonna be a resource if I end up booking the trip there. Anyway, adversity, man. Adversity, especially from an early age, like teaches you so much. And you know, I'm putting out a lot of like positive content on TikTok, and it's funny because like I know people who know me. Like I put a lot of positive stuff on all my social media platforms, but it was hard for me. And I was telling John yesterday that it was hard for me to put content out on Facebook because I know there's people who've known me from different stages of my life. To where there's still that energy in me of like, who do you think you are? Like trying to spit this out, but I don't care anymore, bro. Like I know what I've been through on my journey. I feel like I have the conviction to be like, yo, let me support you.
Hey Joe,
yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, please cut me off. Yeah, go.
Let me encourage you real quick, because like when I tell you I feel the same way, but just like you, it's like it's whatever, because like what are they doing with their time right now?
Yeah,
and like like I used like I said before, like I used to be a knucklehead. Like I used to want to fight all the time, like attitude problems, and it kind of stemmed from like me like pouring my heart out to these girls that I liked, or like trying to get like my parents' approval for certain things, and they're like, nah, I don't like that, or like I can't help you with that. Like for example, like basketball is like one of my passions, right? My dad has never played basketball in his life. He actually wanted me to play soccer. He's really good at soccer. I mean, obviously he's Jamaican.
That's so funny. My dad too.
Yeah. So he tried to support me in playing basketball, but he didn't know anything about the game. So it was like okay, perfect example. My first pair of shorts, right? You know, if you're a hooper, them shorts better not come above your knee. And my dad playing soccer, I had these Daisy Dukes my first day of practice, and I was getting roasted. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a 13-year-old like kid, like a teenager like that, you can't nah. So I was mad at my dad, like, Dad, I can't wear these. Like, I don't want to play basketball no more. And he was like, what's going on? What do you mean? I bought you brand new like Nike shorts. I was like, nah, man, like I can't wear those. They're too short. And he's like, well, how are we supposed to move if they're too long? And I'm like, I can't wear them. I can't wear them. But yeah, like, so as far as like how people know me through like more stages of life than what I'm at now. So if they see me putting out, okay, for perfect example, like if I'm like, you know, be patient, be kind, be loving, or whatever, like,
yeah, exactly.
Negro, please. Like,
yeah.
I remember when you used to hit people for like stepping on your sneakers or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, when's the last time you spoke to me, or when's the last time we hung out? Because like since then, you know, I might be a whole different person.
Right.
I've gone through so much, just like you said, I've overcome so much adversity that it's molded me into this person I am now. Like being married, that was a struggle for me. Like not being married, but like, for example, like when I got frustrated or whatever, I used to just like, I love cars too. So I used to just go for a ride, like not do anything shady, but like I would get mad and be like,
that's how you handled your whatever you're going through. Yeah.
I would get my gym bag. I would go for a ride. I go to the gym. I'll shoot like 100 shots and I come back home. And then, but the thing is that this is the issue though. She didn't know where I was. She didn't know what I was doing. So then we had like a talk, because I'm all about communication too. And a lot of Asians are really passive. So like I had to sit her down, like why are you mad? Like why do you have attitude? And then we would talk, and it'd be like, well, when you left the other day, I didn't know where you were. Like, you were only gone for an hour, sure, but like I didn't know who you were with. I didn't know what you were doing. I'm like, look, like I went to the gym. Like, you know, like I grabbed my gym bag. I went to the gym to blow off some steam. And then it came to a point where even if I was mad and I told her like I'm going to the gym, she'd be like, okay. And then she wouldn't text me. She wouldn't call me, because she already knew what it was.
Right.
It was, all right, he's mad. I'm gonna let him blow off some steam. Then we're gonna talk when he comes home. And something as simple as like being able to communicate when you're mad at that same person can diffuse a lot of that stress and like anger or whatever the case may be. Because like I'm a firm believer of like not going to sleep angry, especially at your wife or your like girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever.
Yeah.
So like that's my thing. Like I mess up a lot, but I am a Christian.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So like that's pretty important to me, like as far as like communication goes, because a lot of my relationships in the past broke down for a lack of communication.
Yeah. Real quick, shout out to my brother Fawn Dockery. He's in here showing some love. Sandra Knox has a question for you, Josh. She says,
"What's up?"
And I actually, before I ask the question, let's finish this combo. David has a statement relative to what we're talking about right now. He's talking about, it's called imposter syndrome. Wanting to post like content on Facebook, but kind of hesitating because, you know, people maybe doing. And I've heard that statement before. But that's cool because like I think I've overcome that. Like I don't really care as much anymore what people think about me, because I've been through what I've been through. And I think that's the cool thing about just wanting to get better, like as a person,
right?
You know, and to speak to your point about like relationships and like just learning how to deal with certain things that are going on in your life. I appreciate what you're saying, because I'm learning a lot through my relationship with Courtney. You know, and I'm a big believer of not going to sleep angry. I've gone to sleep angry several times, and it's a work in progress. But I do feel like communication is key, and there was one thing you touched on that I want to speak to, as far as like, oh, here it is. This is fun because I've never really shared this out loud, but I think I made one video on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily have a temper, you know what I mean? And people like Aaron, who's watching, or Courtney might be listening in, like they might see it as a temper. I don't think it's necessarily a temper, but I'm really like, I can get really defensive or like reactive. And because I'm so passionate, you can tell how I talk.
Yeah.
I'm either passionate good or I'm passionate bad. You know what I mean? So like, if you get me bad, like it could come out like really aggressive, you know?
Yeah.
but like being in the relationship with Courtney has taught me a lot about like how to like it's a work in progress, you know, how to like really learn how to communicate in a way where she can hear me, you know. And so,
That.
you know, by you sharing this, man, it's just life, bro. Like it's just life, and that's what I want people to know is like
Yeah.
the thing that we're doing right here is just another form of communication. And at the end of the day, I think that's what makes me passionate about like doing stuff like this because
Right.
we're having a simple conversation about life, you know, and just the different scenarios that teaches us lessons. And just want to make sure you understood. Like that's a good point, man. It is about communication.
You know what's so crazy, Joe? So remember on TikTok, I had told you like I won't be able to be on your live for that long,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
The reason because I had scheduled. Okay, long story short, my engine broke, and there's a guy at work who has my same car who's rebuilding his motor today. So he was like, "Hey, you can come to my house and you can learn how to do it." So I'm like, "All right, cool." I was supposed to go there at 8 o'clock. It's 7:42 right now. He hit me up right before the live started and was like, "Hey, I got called into work. Let's do it at 12."
Mm.
So now I'm just chilling. So like it's just really crazy how things are orchestrated like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like if it hadn't had been for him saying, "Oh, let's do it today at 8 o'clock in the morning," I would have been asleep when you were doing your live because I didn't have to work today. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I don't know. Like there's no such thing as coincidences.
No,
You know?
I believe everything happens for a reason too,
Yeah.
for sure. So back to Sanda's question. She says, "What's your favorite?" Because you like to cook. So what's your favorite Jamaican dish to make? Oxtail and
Oh man.
chicken. I love oxtail, bro.
It's such like I told you again, like I'm only skinny on the outside. I love food. So like
And tell them what you're up to too about your whole. I don't know if you've been putting more thought into what you said you were going to be doing, but like how you plan on doing like cooking sessions and people to buy ingredients. So while you're talking about this, like make sure you bring that up too.
okay, I will. So my man, like so it's kind of embarrassing because the national Jamaican dish is ackee and saltfish or codfish, some people call it. I don't know how to make that because that's one of the things my mom didn't make that often, and when she did, it's like a long process. So like I was in the kitchen the whole time, and I learned by like hands on. So if I'm doing it, if I do it once, I'll retain more information opposed to me watching you 3 times.
Yeah, for sure.
So so
Kinesthetic learner, I think, is what it's called. Like you have to do it.
yes,
Yeah.
that's me. So I think my favorite thing to make that I know how to make without like a bunch of like ingredients listings is probably curry chicken. Like I love curry chicken. So like curry chicken, I love oxtail. I make oxtail in our pressure cooker because it's so much faster. All you do is season it up, throw it in there, boom, it's good. But yeah, oxtail is really good. I can't choose one. I would say curry chicken is my favorite. Just to answer the question because I eat it more often than anything else. So statistically, if you wrote down everything that I ate, curry chicken will pop up more often. So I say curry chicken.
Appreciate the question, Sanda, by the way.
And and also for my channel, what I've been thinking about doing is like because I don't want to have like just one solid direction because I want to be able to reach more people. You know what I mean? Because like yeah, food is a good idea because everybody has to eat. You know what I mean? But everybody might not eat what I cook, or everybody might not want to know how to make what I'm eating.
Yep.
But as far as cooking, I forgot who gave me that. Maybe it was Dago Mama or
Oh,
I forget. It was somebody that gave me a really good idea, and they said list out all the ingredients
yes.
and make it into a video.
Yeah.
And then the following video actually cook the stuff so they could be prepared to like follow along. And like I think that was a really good idea. So I'm gonna go with that. But what I would like is okay, this is a question for you, Joe. How do I get more engagement with that? So like let's say if I want my audience to give me more feedback on what I should cook or what I should post on TikTok, how do I get them to help me out with that? Because if I'm putting out a bunch of content that nobody wants to see, it's not gonna get views. It's not gonna get like that engagement. But if I'm actually able to like interact with my audience, then I'll get more of a response. That's what I want.
I think you got to look at it backwards, bro. And this is you're getting into territory that I love to talk about right here. So I think you're looking at it from an engagement standpoint. Like, I want to be able to, like, because you're passionate. I'm guessing you love talking to people. You just naturally. That's what I'm assuming. Like, you love the interacting with people. So you're looking for the engagement piece, and I was stuck there too. But what I'm realizing more of is that you're gonna put yourself in a box if you're trying to just consistently seek out engagement and give them what they want. Like, I would stay in the territory of what am I passionate about and continue to talk about that. And trust me, as you're talking about the things that you love, people are going to come in like Sanda. She just heard that you love to cook, and now she's asking questions about like what your favorite foods are. And I think that's going to happen more and more often, to where you're going to start to get the engagement that you're looking for that fits within the lines of what you like to talk about, versus what are things that people are going to engage with, and how can I give them that, but that don't really like fit me as my personality. So in a nutshell, bro, I would stick to what you're passionate about and talk about those things, and know that it's going to build off there based on the people who are interested in those things. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what I think you're asking.
No, definitely. Like, I appreciate that. That gives me some, like, a lot of perspective when it comes to stuff like that, because that makes a lot of sense too. Because, like, for example, like, I forgot what the book was called, but I read this book, and long story short, when you're conversing with people, right, and you're genuinely interested in what they have to say,
yeah,
it prolongs the conversation in like a good way, opposed to like if you're just doing this, like,
yeah, right,
yeah, so yeah, and it's like, it's a kind of awkward. So
like literally, if you and if I had a list of questions on here and all I was doing was reading you the questions,
right,
having this like we didn't have an agenda for this conversation. I'm literally just listening to what you're saying and like trying to play off of it based off my genuine interest in wanting to know who you are. So yeah, I totally get it. Yep, for sure. But bro, like, seriously, find out what are the top 10 5 dishes that you love to talk about, and figure out what's the best way you want to communicate that. And then how can you continue to play off of that? Because people are going to have questions, especially around cooking. Like, everybody loves food. And I'm going to keep pointing back to Sanda, her question. It was easy for me to think about it. I think it was an easy question for her to come up with, because she probably was cooking as she stated in the question. And so I think you can build on top of that.
Okay. Cool. So,
what are you really passionate about, bro? Like, what is your like today? My question for everybody on TikTok this morning was, what is your passion? Meaning, what can you do every single day that lights you up? You have all the energy in the world around that subject, but you can do it regardless of getting paid or not.
I would say, I don't know. That's really tough, because I have a couple. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, for sure.
Like, I honestly, I wouldn't want to cook professionally. Like, I wouldn't want to be a chef, but I love cooking. You know what I mean? Because like when I'm doing it, because like, for example, like seeing the look, because of my wife is Korean. So like when she started eating Jamaican food, it was because of me. So like the first time she ate like jerk chicken or curry chicken, she was like, "Oh my God, this is so good." You know what I mean? Like, and it was the same for me when I ate Korean food. I was like, "Yo," because the very first thing I ate that was Korean was kimchi. And kimchi is gross. Like, my wife is Korean, and that's like their thing. Every Korean eats kimchi, but I don't like it.
I've never heard of kimchi. What's kimchi?
Kimchi is fermented cabbage, or
I have heard of kimchi. Yeah,
it can be different vegetables, but it's like fermented, and it's like you open it up and it smells like somebody like just.
I think I have some of that in the fridge. Honestly, I kind of want to go get it and see if it is, but I think I have. But I think I have.
Yeah, but like she loves kimchi, and like I like fresh kimchi. So if it's not fermented, I'll eat it because it tastes good.
Right.
But it's supposed to be like really good for you, and like my wife is like Superwoman. Like, she doesn't get sick. Like, okay, everybody in the house will catch a cold, and she'll be the only one that doesn't catch a cold. And she's like, "It's because I eat kimchi." And I'm like, "Get out of here with that." Like, but there's some truth to it though.
So for everybody out there who's trying to avoid being sick, Josh's home remedy is get some kimchi up in there. I've never had it. I've never had it. Courtney has kimchi, but I don't think I don't think it's for me. But now that you say, she's not getting sick from it, I'm definitely gonna have to try it out. This is
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I don't, I still, okay. So I've been married for 5 years,
Hmm.
and like the very first time I tried kimchi with her, I literally, no joke, I literally almost threw up. I was like, oh no, I can't. And then she kept trying to get me to taste it, try to get me to taste it. And then now I'm getting scared because it's not gross. It's just not good. It's like I can eat it, but it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
why am I not throwing up right now? So it's definitely an acquired taste. So if you keep trying it, you'll begin to like the way it tastes.
Yeah. Makes
Um,
sense.
so that's one. Food is one of my passions. Basketball is definitely one of my passions. My family is definitely one of my passions. Like being able to spend time with my kids is like I cannot put it into words. I lack the vocabulary to make you understand how much I enjoy being around my kids.
That's awesome, bro.
Like being a parent is like, okay. So one of my good friends, he doesn't have any kids, and he's like, man, I want to have kids, and and I'm like, hey, slow down, bro, because like it's hard, but it's cool, but it's hard. So like he asked me this crazy question. He's like, how would you explain having kids? I was like, bro, I don't even know. It took me like 10 minutes, and I was like, bro, having kids is the hardest thing I enjoy the most doing.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice. It is though, bro. I mean, it's life changing, but it's
Mhm.
a challenge. It challenges you in such a healthy way. If
Yes.
you have that personality, you know what I mean. And I love that quote, man. I'm
I,
definitely flipping this out.
all right.
Flipping this out because I like it.
But I think the my steepest learning curve for having kids was patience. Patience,
Man.
because I am not a patient person. You can ask my wife. I am not a patient person. So it's like if and that's just because of the way that's the way I grew up. Like my dad, he'll ask you to do something one time, and if you don't do it, I don't know. But so me, like having wanting to give my children like less anxiety than what I grew up with,
Yes.
it's like, hey, like go clean up, and then they'll clean up for a little bit. Then kids like children's minds,
Right. Right.
they'll
Right. Attention span
like
is all over the place.
squirrel, like
Yep.
they just go look at
Yep.
something. I'm like, hey.
Yep.
All right, now I'm gonna take one toy. If you start cleaning up, I'll give it back. But you're not getting this thing back until you clean up.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, okay, he's serious. You know what I mean? So like, and also like because my parents, they believe in corporal punishment, and so do I, but not as often. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like it's like extreme cases when I'm like, all right, well, gotta pop you now. Like what I do is, like I think the best beating I can give my kids is to bore them, like bore them to death.
Mm-hmm.
They hate being
Right.
bored.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so like I'm like, you know what? Turn the TV off. Don't touch no toys, no Play-Doh, no none of that. And like they're like, all right, I can't be doing this.
It's hilarious. So families, your passion. So we said cooking, we said basketball, we said family, which is beautiful, bro. So the reason I was asking those questions is because, um, and just to tie into you mentioning that you don't want to be stuck with this one genre of like cooking.
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing about social media, bro, is that your personality, who you are as a person, is those are your topics, and you can go anywhere with it. And I think a lot of people are kind of stuck in the old school mindset of like, when I'm online, like I have to have it this niche, you know what I mean? Like if it's cooking, like it has to be cooking. I think there's time and a place for that. But when it comes to like building your personal brand, you can have different branches of who you are. And so,
Yeah,
bro, talk about those things, man. That's what I would do.
I heard that.
Yeah.
And one more thing that like we talked about is like I like talking to people, right? So like most of my friends that I've met in the military, at least, I've always been older because because I came in a lot older. A lot of people come in like right out of high school or like 18, 19. I came in like I had my own apartment and like I had a life before the military. So I was 24 when I came in. Um, so like a lot of my friends or the people that were my same rank were a lot younger than I was. So like I was deemed like the big brother of the group, and they always call me for advice. And it's crazy because like even when I meet people that if I'm at like a barbecue or like a party or something like that, and I meet somebody, like a lot of people open up to me like crazy, like soon. like, sooner than you would think. And they'd be like, hey man, like, they feel really comfortable talking to me. And one of my best friends from like, I know him since I was 7. He told me I should make a podcast. And I was like, er? And then he was like, yeah, man, like you're good at talking to people. And I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like that, it just stuff like that kind of intimidates me. But at the same time, it's like maybe it might be a good thing because like I think I was saying on one of my first lives, it wasn't the very first one, but I think, and this is just my opinion, it might not be everybody else's, but I think every single person is like appointed a certain amount, like a certain souls to reach, right? So like,
Hmm.
so like for example, like me and you were connected from way beyond me even knowing what social media was.
Nice. Yeah.
But like I wasn't ready. We weren't ready to engage each other until I was 31 years old. You know what I mean? Like, um, or like for example, like somebody that one of their friends you might have talked to and gave advice to like years ago, and they like you. Okay, let's say me and you we're best friends, right? But I can't talk to you about something because maybe that whole thing we're talking about, like I've known you all your life and I've known like where you came from. So it's like I can't like criticize you on this thing because like I struggle with the same thing. But somebody that you've known for 5 years that you're really, really cool with can be like, hey man, like you shouldn't do that. And you might receive it a lot differently from them because you haven't seen them struggle with that same issue. So I don't know. Like it's just really crazy how life works. You know what I mean? Because like if it weren't for certain very specific things happening, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like okay, another perfect example. When I first got into the military, I was engaged. I mean, not to my wife, but I was engaged to somebody else. And
Mhm.
then God kind of showed me like, yeah, that's not for you, because like for these few months, she couldn't even keep it together while you were gone. So like with my wife, like I deployed, like I was gone for 7 months, like, and it was straight, like it was cool. So like, and that just gives me so much peace, like with my relationship and with her. Like, all right, I can go away for almost a year and then like nothing changes.
Do you find, and this is pretty much in the spiritual realm. So for anybody out there, I'm not trying to we're not trying to get woo woo like spiritual, but
Yeah.
this is where we're going with the conversation just a little bit. For me, do you find more peace in your life knowing that your outlook on everything happens for a reason per se is
Mhm.
in place? Like, does that give you more peace going into every single day? Like, what uh, does that play into the role of like your optimism?
I think that has something to do with it because my thing is like that's part of the reason why I said like even if I'm going through something that's not so good, I know something good is gonna come of it because um for okay, another good example. Like there was one day I just nothing was going my way. Like it would be like, okay, I'm gonna wake up early and then I'm gonna start running errands. And then I slept through my alarm. Like I did. Like how does that happen? And my alarm is loud. So like I woke up and then my alarm was just blaring and I was like, how long was I asleep? I slept through my alarm for like an hour. So I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm anxious. Boom. Because I'm like, I wanted to get up a whole hour ago. Now I'm an hour behind, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm an hour
Yeah,
behind.
absolutely correct.
And then with this whole coronavirus crap, right? By the time I got to the place I was trying to go, it was packed. And that's the reason I wanted to get up early, because I wanted to be one of the first ones there so I could be one of the first ones out and continue with my errands. So then I was there for like 2 hours just to get like three things. And then once I left there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go change my oil in my car. So went home and driving around, like changing your oil when it's warm is better because you get more dirty oil out. Long story short, so I went after I went from the store, came from the store, went home, put it up on jack stands, and drained the oil. Well, I forgot to grab oil on the way home. So then I asked my wife, hey, can I use your car real quick to go to AutoZone and grab some oil? She's like, yeah, cool. So I take her car, go get oil. Now uh, she didn't have any gas in her car, so she got me. Because usually what I do is like if I use her car, I put gas in it anyway. So she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get gas, cool." So like, but she didn't tell me, and I was like, "Oh my god, now I gotta get gas before I go get oil." And I'm like, "Yo, this is crazy. Like nothing's going my way." And then I get called into work, and then I'm like, "Yo, I can't make it right now. I can't do it." And like in the military, like it's super super like what's the word? Political.
Hmm.
So like if I'm telling them I can't make it, they're like, "Oh, he's no good. Like we depended on him and he left us hanging." So like now I have that in my mind, like, "Oh man, what am I gonna go through next time I go to work?" Because I told him I couldn't work today. So I finally get home, change my oil, and all this time, right? It's been like delaying me from what I wanted to do of when I wanted to do it. And I'll just skip to like towards the end. All that stuff happened, and if I would have done everything on time, I still I would have been out of the house at this particular time. But one of my friends was going through something really really serious, and it was in that hour window I was home changing my oil that he hit me up and was like, "Bro, can I come through? Like I'm on base. I need to
Crazy.
come see you right now."
Crazy.
If it wasn't for all of that stuff happening and delaying me from leaving the house at that particular time, like who knows? Like he might have like killed himself. Like and like it's so crazy how stuff like that works, because I was going through all this stuff and I'm like, man, I'm having a bad day. I'm having a bad day, and it's like, but then I had this super meaningful conversation with one of my really good friends, and it turned out a great day.
Perfect timing for him and for you
Yeah.
to be there for him.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's
Yo, that is what's up. I like that. And I like it because, I hope that story, I hope what you've been sharing like comforts people out there to know like I really am. That's what makes me optimistic about life. Like I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Like
yes.
I think everything happens for a reason. And so like just to put the big picture on things is like this whole COVID-19, while, there's a lot of people suffering and, I want to pay my respects and like to family members who are having to deal with this it's a terrible thing that's going on. I really do feel there's a lot more good happening than the bad for many of us who are
Yeah.
grateful and able to get through this, without being affected by it. So, bro, that was a dope share, dope share.
Yeah,
I really
it's just really crazy how stuff like that works though. Like and like that's not the first time anything like that has happened. So it's like you can't tell me that there's not something other than just my personal will that makes stuff like that happen.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Like I've experienced too much, and I've gone through too much
Me too.
to just depend on myself all the time.
Me too. No, 100%, bro. I agree with that too. We could talk about that for hours, like
Yeah.
literally hours. Quick rapid fire questions for me to Sanders' friends always seem to know and contact us at the time we need it most. Yes, Sandra, absolutely. David said that you have a gift, by the way, and I'm pretty sure he's referring to your friends people being able to feel comfortable like sharing stuff with you, because you do. Bro, that's the first thing I noticed about you was when I say you have a presence.
Yeah.
You have a welcoming energy. You know what I mean? And that's why I keep pushing you. I know
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I knew. That's why I wanted you to go live, because I feel like your personalities is what people need. Like people need, because not everybody has a person like you to be able to like talk to all the time. And so keep putting it out there, my man. For real, for real, for real. Quick rapid fire questions for you. So when did you know that you were going to want to be in the military?
Oh,
and if you shared that already, I apologize, because I know my brother Aaron was on me about questions and listening.
I didn't share this part. You guys are just digging into my whole life right now. But this is the reason I say that is because hold on, let me wipe this camera because it's getting all crusty. So hold on.
It's cool.
So it's really crazy that who asked that question?
I did.
It's really crazy you asked that question, because one of the two main reasons why I wanted to be in the military. And at first I didn't. At first I was like, man, I can't do it. My dad did. People yelling in my face and making me do push-ups. Nah, I don't want it. But first reason is because my ex-fiance, the person I was engaged to, we were talking about getting married. And at this particular time, she was working at a bank. So she made way more than I did because I was working at the YMCA. And like she was getting paid way more than I did. So I was like, nah, I can't. The way I grew up, like my dad, he took care of the household. My mom had her job on the side. But even if my mom got laid off, fired, or what have you, like we would still be good. And like that's just, I don't know, that's just kind of the way I grew up. So I just grew up seeing my dad treat my mom like a queen. Like my mom was spoiled.
Yeah,
my mom was spoiled.
That's
like
good.
my dad would always buy like a little hoopty to get back and forth to work. My mom would always get like a brand new car. I'm like, yo, why? Like my mom don't even drive. Like you need the new car. But he's like, that's not how it works, son. And I'm like, oh, okay. but like so it's really crazy that was brought up because that was the reason why I wanted to be in the military, because I wanted to support my family, my family that I was supposed to have. And so I made that sacrifice to say, like, I don't have a bachelor's degree, so I can't really get a job in the field that I wanted to do, which would be education. I can't really do much with just the high school diploma. So I'm going to go in the military. I'm going to get benefits for the whole family. I'm going to go to school while I'm there so I don't have to pay for it. And that was the move at that point. That's really crazy because like again, like everything happens for a reason, right? So like if I would never have dated that girl, we would have never talked about marriage. I would have never talked about going into the military, and my career would probably be in a different place right now. And I probably wouldn't be married to my wife right now because the only reason I met her is because I got stationed. I got stationed in Washington, where I live right now, Washington State, because I'm from Virginia and I was living in Delaware when I like went to basic. So like if I would have never been stationed in Washington State, I would have never met my wife. And part of that reason of meeting my wife was being in a relationship with my ex. So that, like, again, like another, like everything happens for a reason.
It's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome share. Awesome. What if you were on the Ellen show? I love asking this question.
Yeah.
What would be your one message? I don't even know why I use Ellen. I guess I use Ellen because number one, I just love her personality. She's like one of us, man. Like she's just like she's just super outgoing, and I just want to be her friend. You know what I mean? And she has an audience, so I like it. I like using her for that reason. But I don't even know if she does this. She kind of does give people a platform to like talk about them and their story. So what would be, if you were on the Ellen show, what would be your message to the world? Your one message to the world? Just based off of everything you've shared so far about your experience with military, basketball, your passions of life, things that you've encountered that ended up not being coincidences. Like, what would be your one message that you would share out to the world?
If I could choose one thing to say that like a mass amount of people would be hearing at one time, I would say just love hard. Like whatever you do, like whoever you're around, like show love, because love is more powerful than anything you could imagine.
Yeah, 100%. And to piggyback off that real quick, I think one of the things, because you talk about like childhood lunch lines, getting stuff for girls, getting played, and all that.
Yeah,
I grew up in a family where real like, bro, we relate on so many levels. From even your dad playing soccer because he's Jamaican. Like my dad was from Cameroon, played professional soccer there back in the day. Me soccer. He played basketball, but he wasn't like like my dad and I used to compete in the front of the house, like compete, because my dad's real competitive, right?
Yeah.
I get my competitiveness, and we used to like battle with basketball, but his thing was soccer. So we relate on so many levels, from like your dad like really spoiling your mom. Like your dad is like the utmost gentleman like I've ever like he is what I want to be, with like Courtney and my family, right? Like he's a family guy. And so we relate on so many levels, bro. But one thing that I really want to mention here is that when you say love hard, it means so much to me, because I think just growing up and seeing like how willing my parents were, to want to give to people, and how like as a kid, bro, I would see certain people take advantage of that. You know what I mean? And like see how that would hurt my parents, from time to time, or even me, like I said, like lunch lines, like I would go. This is a vulnerable moment right here, but it was a long time ago when I was younger. I don't know if you I don't know what grocery store you have, Kroger's or like here in Indiana. In Texas we have a Kroger's.
Okay.
But here Kroger's is Payless. So what's the grocery store?
We have Payless over here.
Okay, cool. So you know those little machines, I don't think they have them anymore, but used to have like the candy and like the rings and jewelry.
Oh yeah, a little vending machine. You put a quarter in and you twist it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I used to think I was a Mac back in the day. Get my quarter, put it inside, you know, I try to get a ring. So one time I got this like ring that I thought was like legit. And I got it for a girl and like I gave it her or whatever. But anyway, she played me hard, bro. Like she took her ring, I was kind of sad about it, emotional, but my point in sharing like how I resonate with you saying love hard is I just love the internet so much because I feel like now we're able to really, not that you want to do it because you're trying to build an audience and build something like on that caliber, but like you really can love people as long as number one, you've loved yourself and you know that you're doing this because you want to do more good out to the world than you want to do it because you expect people to do something back.
Right.
And that's why I really love that you mentioned love hard, bro, because like really at the end of the day, that is the only true currency in my opinion. And that's why I really respect the internet, is because now like that's really my personality. I grew up in that family, I grew up in that background. Like I want to give, and giving doesn't necessarily mean like things, right? I want to give my time, I want to give my energy to learn about people, to like support people and however I can, because I know in my mind I'm not expecting anything back in return. It just makes me feel good to want to do that. Will Smith had a video. I know I'm going off in a tangent real quick, but I just want to make sure you understand, like, that's a powerful statement you said. Will Smith has a video. It's called Will's Wisdom. You guys should go YouTube it. It's like amazing. But when in his speech, have you seen it, by the way? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not. I might have. So you know how Facebook has like a bunch of different feeds and stuff. I might have seen part of it, but
go to YouTube, bro. Type in Will's Wisdom.
Will's Wisdom. Okay.
You appreciate it. You appreciate it because I just feel like we're like-minded. You know what I mean? But anyways, there he says he's real passionate as well. If you know Will Smith, he's one of my favorite actors. But he's like,
yeah,
I want to do good. Like I just want to do good, and like that part of the video really resonated with me because that's who I am. And so, love hard is like I want everybody to really take that seriously, because as long as you understand that loving hard comes in different forms, and the way to really, really love people is to like not expect anything back in return. Like that's the best gift you can give yourself and give other people. So I respect that, Josh bringing some fire on the show. I didn't expect. I was like, man, this is about to be a 15, 20-minute show. Like, you know, I just barely like told you to come on, man. This turned into literally one of my best episodes, one of my favorite episodes, bro.
Oh man, wow,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So I'm gonna let you ask the question of the day. My mom's laughing because such a Joe moment. So Joey's he's a good friend of mine from high school. He's I'm gonna put the comment on here. He said such a Joe moment because he knows me in high school. We played ball together. But
Yeah.
Funny. What I didn't tell you guys about the ring story is my mom. I'm gonna call my mom out. I was young, bro. I was like in probably 4th or 5th grade, but I don't know if I was like being emotional at home or whatever. I brought the ring back home. My mom went up to the school the next day with the ring, like found whoever it was, threw the ring. So it was like boom, stepped on that ring and was like, this is not going down. Like he put me in place to put everybody else in place to let them know who she was, but that was hilarious. She's in here laughing. Anyway, bro, I'm gonna let you ask the question of the day to keep the episodes tight. You get to ask the audience a question of the day, whether it's something that you want to learn from people or something that you just want to put out in the world to have people think. You can go wherever direction you want to go.
Oh wow. Jeez. That's a lot of responsibility. Hold on. Okay. Instead of complaining about something, what's something you can do to prevent you complaining the next time?
Love that, bro. Man, we think so much alike. It's insane. One of my pet peeves is complain. I complain about the complainers. Like that's how much I hate complaining, bro. The only thing I really will complain about is complaining. You know what I mean? So instead of complaining, what is one thing that you would do to avoid the complaint?
I bring solutions to the table. Like my dad used to say all the time, like if you have an idea or if you have a complaint, right? Don't bring just a complaint to me like, Dad, how come we have to do chores? Like, say, hey Dad, instead of doing chores every day, why don't we, I don't know, do more schoolwork in place of chores once a day? Instead of bringing like a problem, bring a solution to the table.
Yeah.
Because then the person you're asking can give you options, right? So if it's your parent, if it's your boss, like it works in all applications. So your parents, your boss, even your child, like my kids, like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do complain to them, but like sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna give you a choice. Either you can put your toys up and play later,
yeah,
or I can take your toy now and you won't get it back until tomorrow. And they're like, I'm gonna put it up.
I think that's smart too, and I keep thinking about ways to try to give my kids it's really respect to kids. Like you teaching them how to decide. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I like it because there's always options. And even when I was full time in the salon managing, like one things I used to tell my staff all the time, and even when I was consulting, was if an employee has a problem, like don't just bring your problem up to your boss. Like bring it with what the solution is, because just bringing the problem up is not taking care of whatever you're wanting the issue to however you want the issue to be resolved. Like just stating the problem is not fixing it. So yeah, for sure. I don't like complaints, bro. End of story. My kids are gonna learn that real fast. Hey, how do people? So one more time for people who are just hopping on or watching this in the post, where can people find you? So Jamaican
Me Asian, no spaces. So Jamaican Me Asian on TikTok. Mm-hmm. There's like 1 million Josh Walkers on Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook that often either. Like I really enjoy TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, you can find me on Jamaican Me Asian. Yeah, he just tagged me right there. So I'm still trying to figure out, me. I'm still learning. You know what I mean? Like myself, my wife, like we're constantly changing, because if somebody stays the same, then it's not really fun. You know what I mean? Like we're growing together. So like I'm learning about myself, I'm learning about my kids, learning about my wife. So like I guess that's kind of my thing, is like growing together as people. You know what I'm saying? So I like connecting with people just like you do, and just kind of seeing like TikTok has so much more potential as like a social media platform than Instagram, and in my case, from like the stuff I like to post.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Respect, bro. I just hope we stay in touch, man. I really
definitely.
Like I said, this is part 1. I know it was a last minute hit up, but still trying to figure out this show. But like really, after this conversation, like I don't want to do much changing on it, because I love the raw interactions. Like I think it's it's just real. I love keeping it real like that. And so I appreciate you being willing to share what you shared today. I hope you guys in the audience, Facebook, YouTube, really go check this guy out. Good person to know. Obviously, we've been hanging out for however long we've been on here, hour, 13 minutes. Like literally, we have David, we have Sandra. Like people have like stayed here for, it blows my mind. People were staying here for 70 minutes, 73 minutes. And I think that's dope. So like for you three, or whoever's out there paying attention to this content, like please go support my boy. Follow him. Hey Josh, I expect you, man, to put out a lot more content, because you have a skill set, bro. Whether you see it or not, and take it to your advantage, because this is the time to do it. So just want to say thank you for being on the show. And again, Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. My boy Joey says, timely message. I'll be following. Needed to hear that. Appreciate it. Appreciate you back, bro.
Hey guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on the show too, Joe. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I'm glad we connected. Look, I'm gonna end on this note. If you're not growing, you're dead.
Hey,
like straight up.
That's deep.
Like I know, like take it how you want, but life is about growth. And if you're not growing, like literally, what are we doing here? And so I don't mean that in a negative way. What I'm saying is that put yourself in a position. You don't have to be personal development and all that. Like Like, do more cooking, do more. My boy just planted the garden. Like, do things that make you appreciate life and make you want to grow as a person. And yeah, how like what are we doing here? Period. So, anyways, love you guys. Josh, thanks for connecting, man. I'm gonna sign off, and I'll see you guys in a minute.
All right, later.